The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Watch your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny.
Let's get ready to podcast. And in this corner, in the red and true, and you know, he's the only one that can ever do what he do. Not your average Joseph. And the man with the shiny forehead. And then dusting off his uniform as usual, folks.
The beard to match.
So fucking marvelous. That's why you can't get people time off. They have no
Come back with the foolishness.
They have no fucking behavior.
It's all good.
I'm marvelous, y'all.
Yeah. We are the Podical Sons.
Let's start this show. Like, comment, subscribe to all the above.
All of that.
All streaming platforms possible. Podicalsons.com. Don't be shy. Send us bots. Get at us. Send us the Ask the Sons. They're good as always. We appreciate you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for rocking with us. You could be anywhere else in the world. You choose to be with us right here.
Yes, blessing.
YouTube, we see y'all. How are you, man?
I'm good, my brother. How are you, man? I missed you last weekend.
Thank you, man. Had to call labor board on fucking smooth because he didn't want to give nobody no time off. I was like, yo, I gotta go get fat for Thanksgiving.
Bro, I had went to shout out to Color Brown. I went to Color Brown's birthday party.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving weekend and stuff.
Thanksgiving weekend and stuff.
Right.
That. So I was just chilling out, and Color came up and he goes, "Bro, it's weird seeing you without the sidekick, bro." And he goes, no disrespect.
But you mean disrespect. I don't like when people say that. Well, anytime people say like, no disrespect, you mean disrespect.
He goes, no disrespect. He goes, what? You guys got something going on. He goes, honestly, I can't see you without him. I said, that's how we roll, man. That's how we roll. I mean, but sometimes you gotta get a break. He's gotta get a break. He's gotta get a break.
Yay!
He gotta get a break.
That was good, man. I just went there to go get fat. That was the main thing. Holler at the family and stuff, whatever.
Nice.
You know, with the boo thing, and just to get fat.
Yeah,
that was the goal. Jerk turkey didn't even last a damn hour. Jerk turkey and stuff is always a good fantasy and stuff to think about and build up to. Yeah, and then you know, I always say we be low key cultural appropriating because we be making Mexican cornbread and nobody in the house Mexican. I was like, can we just call it Mexican? Like we call it cornbread with a remix? We're like, nah. That's how we do it by. So I'm like, the main meals and stuff, whatever, got devoured. Came, saw, conquered. So it was a good thing.
Perfect.
And then back in the building. Yeah, man. I was like, the Sunday when I woke up last week.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't gotta drive nowhere. But it was all good. It's all good, man. Yeah, I missed y'all, man. Let's get back. A lot happened, man.
A lot has happened. Even like that week when y'all listen, send us some responses, man. That's some of the stuff that you're gonna catch on the Patreon channel, right? But even just like putting that stuff together, I'm like, holy shit! There's a lot of stuff that happened this week. That was like, okay, this is like a subject and a half.
Yeah,
I was like, I mean, good.
I think the thing for me was kind of sad and stuff, but it was the Walmart shooting thing, like with the Walmart shooter in Virginia.
Yeah,
with that, I think what kind of caught me off and stuff. And I'm looking like, yo, it happened the day before Thanksgiving and Black Friday be nasty. So this man's like, yo, y'all gonna be worker-less in this bitch, whatever. And I was like, damn. I was like, yo, going into the holidays, losing a life.
Yeah.
Not really cool, not kosher and stuff like that. So thoughts and prayers to those peoples and stuff as is and stuff, whatever. But I mean, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about because this is too much, whatever. You're talking about the Balenciaga kitty porn. You know, we'll get to the porn shit.
Let's get through the stuff that we know definitely.
Okay, all right. So first things first is one of the first questions and stuff we polled. Should parents ban topics from schools? And 62% said no. How you feel about that?
I don't think they should banned, they should probably maybe find out more of what's being taught in schools. Because that's the one thing that I've realized is that a lot of parents don't understand the curriculum or what's being taught. Maybe if if they're more involved in it and I guess express their opinions, not necessarily say, hey, you got to ban, but express their opinions, maybe then the board can look at it from a different perspective and say, okay, you know what? Maybe we can shy away from this topic and maybe we can go ahead and, this is something that the parents mentioned that they probably want to see more of, right? But to have a curriculum already set in place that, you know, for the most part, I don't think it's harmful or meant with any harmful intention. It's just we're in today's world, in today's society. These kids got to be prepared for something.
Many moons ago and episodes ago and stuff like that, I remember you said, yeah, the schools don't teach the shit we need to know in real life. Right. Like how to do your taxes, mortgages, you know, those type of things and stuff like that, credit. And all that type of stuff. And that's why
conflict resolution.
Yeah. And so that's part of the reason why like I was kind of sitting on the yes side, because I was looking like if they cut out some of the other bullshit,
then they can
have room for the real shit, whatever, right? Because I want to say like I think it was good knowledge to just know about Homer and the Odyssey.
Yeah.
How often are you using Homer and the Odyssey and stuff, even like in a regular conversation or some shit like that, whatever, right?
Right.
I want to say a good portion of the movies today are kind of like written off from Shakespeare, like spin-offs.
Yes.
So the Shakespearean aspect and stuff, whatever, of like that, yes. If we're doing math and we're not into the level of, I want to say architect stages, especially in high school or grade school and stuff like that, give me some shit that my kid can use if like they're like, all right, if they just graduate from high school, that's all they do and stuff like that, they can do basic shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, it was more for that. Some people and stuff took it as like the gay talk or like the sex ed and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I was hearing a lot of people having conversations and stuff when I was having conversations with some people, and they were like, they feel like there's still a gay agenda and stuff being pushed. So that's why they were saying like, it was a woman and white woman too.
Right.
It's a white woman and she said she has Christian values and all the above. And she said, let me talk to my child in time about sex.
Yes.
Don't push the gun and stuff, because she said that she'll feel like, in her words, she said that she feels that like come middle school time, because there are teenage pregnancies and stuff, whatever.
Right.
This is when she'll want to have the conversation and stuff with her kid and stuff and everything like that. Like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling urges? Certain type of things. Are you curious and stuff like that and everything? But if you're trying to push it, like even from elementary status and stuff, whatever, and let's say the school's now pushing this and now you're like, oh no, it's too soon. Even the kids and stuff who say, like the kids' parents will say yes to it. Now these kids are gonna relay like, oh, this is what you missed in class. We saw this happen, whatever. The kids are still gonna talk to each other and everything like that, right? Because I remember the funny thing too and stuff, where one dude said to me when I was younger, I think I was in middle school or some shit like that. He's like, you had your wet dream? So I was like, I was like, I don't think I did and stuff like that, whatever. He's like, you're not a man. I was like, so you have a wet dream, you're a man? And
there you go, folks. You got to fire off in your dreams before you become a man.
Yo, I went home for the past few days and stuff like that, sleeping and stuff, and I'm like, nothing happened.
Not a man yet.
I was still cooking, so I was like, yo, I don't know. But I feel like some things, I feel like I said, the main core stuff that I think adults should need, I agree with you. Whatever episode that was and stuff, whatever, it was long ago, years ago. And I agree and stuff, whatever, like today, like, nah, we need to put some shit that these kids and stuff can use.
Of course, the understanding of credit. You know what I mean? It's just like, I want to say the majority of people out there probably ruin their credit without even knowing it before they hit their mid-20s.
Shit, can be real. Some people's parents fucked up their credit beforehand, right? I know
the things.
Yeah, some people and stuff, their parents put everything and stuff in their name and all the above. So now when they start off, it's
already screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you. Do you think some teachers have their own political agenda?
I think some teachers.
So what you think some of those things will kind of align with some of the topics or the things that they would discuss?
I think if they're savvy enough, they'll know how to work it into the curriculum. If they're savvy enough.
That part.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that too.
Yeah.
Because I had a teacher, not gonna say his name, but he kind of put me on to he actually spoke about, I guess, how the economy works for certain type of things. And so, okay, let's say in 10th grade.
Right.
He was one of my teachers and stuff in high school and stuff. In 10th grade, he said something about, oh, you kids break your necks for these Jordans, because at that time, like, it was a riot for those cool gray 11s.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about people fighting in malls and everything. Like, that Saturday was horrendous. I was like, I was so glad I never walked out the mall with a box.
Yeah.
Like, anybody who walked out with a box and stuff, whatever, they were getting it. I went with one of my cousins. He bought his daughter a pair. Yeah. And he's like, yo, and he just had the box. He's like, he don't want no bag to confuse them to say like, oh, we about to rob them.
Right.
And everything. He had the small ass box and stuff. Then looked at like, got them baby ass shoes, fuck them. And then he just kept it pushing. But my teacher now, what he was saying, he said it's supply and demand. I never understood supply and demand. And this is where I was like, I champion, teach us some shit we're gonna need in the real world.
Right.
So he said, if you don't buy the Jordans this week, he's like, fuck, if you don't buy the Jordans for the full month, next month when they do a next release, the price is gonna drop drastically.
Of course.
But if you continuously to break your neck or do whatever and stuff to kind of fit the demand and stuff for that, because they're gonna have a limited supply, that's just gonna go up. And bruh, I tell you, them J's was like $150 back then.
Yeah.
Those same J's now is $300 to $400. And they did re-releases and stuff of it. And I'm looking, I'm like, yo, this man was stalking this shit into existence and stuff for it. But then again, he said he had an economic background.
Right.
Because I think he was a history teacher, I believe. But he had an economic background and stuff. So he said, this is how economics works, kids. And when he said that, I was like, oh, shit. So somebody's like, oh, you don't want us to buy no Jordans and stuff? He's like, I can care less what you guys do with your parents' money.
Right? Yeah.
But when he said it, I was like, yeah.
But even with, because even Nelly was saying, yo, Nike should have cut me a check. Because the prices of Air Force One, before that song, under $75. Now, every time I go to a shoe store and look at the prices, it just seems like it keeps going. You can't get a pair of Air Force underneath a bill 20 in Canada.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's the demand. It's just the demand.
I mean, look at the Yeezys and all, any new shoes.
Any new
shoes, they undermake like a quantity to make sure people break their necks and stuff.
And then give you the raffle game.
And that's not promising you the shoe. That's not promising you the shoe.
That's like,
it's just getting you in the line. So you got to work for the raffle. Then you still got to spend the money. Yeah. Fuck it.
What they should do is the raffle should have like a coupon part to it.
Oh, so you got to, it seems like at least 20% off, 10%
off of something else.
So yeah, let it be worth the while.
Let it be worth the while.
Yeah, you got people whoring themselves for the worst. All right. The next question comes up and it says, who would fix more issues in a country? Billionaires or the government? And 92% said billionaires. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Talk things.
Billionaires don't really have any red tape to go through.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really? What? Speak on that.
Well, let's say, for instance, right? The pursuit of space.
Okay.
NASA, if NASA's doing anything towards that, right? It relies on government funding. Government funding comes from the taxpayers. So they got to go through that whole song and dance.
Oh, just to get
why they need to get that money in order to do what they're doing, right? billionaire like Elon Musk, he's not waiting for that. He'll do it, right? Prove that it can be done. And then once it's done, he'll just go to the government and get a tender.
Yeah. When looking at it like that now, I can agree. I look at this stuff as the same way how the government, though, like I said, government, right? The same way how the government, I don't want to say print ghost money, but it's a situation where government was not giving nobody no breaks. Enter pandemic, world stood still, everything shut down. Now motherfuckers want to cut checks to come stimulate the economy.
Yeah.
Wherever y'all had this budget and stuff, y'all could have did other things and stuff within so many places with this bread before you.
Within so many places.
Like, okay, don't give the people the let's say, before the pandemic and stuff, whatever, wherever you're hoarding this money at, whatever.
Right.
Don't give the people let's say, I guess if you're in America, maybe like the $300 or here, like the CERB checks and everything like that. Put this money into the places that needs to be, the places need to be allocated, the funds. You know what I'm saying? Like spend the bread on you got road money and everything like that, but spend the money and stuff like pertaining to the daycare shit. Remember, they just trying to work out the $10 a day daycare thing here
right.
and everything. Y'all knew the government had an issue with the fucking daycare aspect and subsidies and stuff for certain families that can't afford it. Throw the funds in there until you work out the kinks of that.
Yeah.
Until then, we'll supplement this. No, they said, fuck it. So I'm like, the government, they can do some shit. They just choose not to.
They can do something, and they only do stuff that really, in the end, benefits them, which is you can kind of expect that.
Billionaires too, right?
You can kind of expect that, but it's exactly what you're saying. It's like we could be in, and we always are in some insurmountable type of debt. Like whenever you hear about the debt of a country, you're like, hot damn, I didn't even know that much money existed. The type of debts that they're in, but still. When something happens, or when there's need to stimulate the economy, wait, where'd the money come from? It's like, out of thin air.
Thin air. I was like,
here you go.
That's the part that blew my mind. I was like, and what pissed me off, because remember, I was working. I ain't getting no CERB check. That's why I'm angry right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at them like, hold up. How y'all getting money for not doing nothing? I was like, I'm just busting my ass like, you cut us a check. I'm like, yo, I hope healthcare strikes. Like I said, I hope the healthcare strikes. Wow. Because I'm like, we've been working constantly. We've been getting shafted. We got one kind of payout in the beginning. I want to say probably like that April of 2020.
Yeah. They
never looked back at us and stuff. For the PSWs got a little blessing and stuff on that, but not us.
I'm just thinking about this, Marv, with the whole CERB check, right? If you pulled out money out of thin air, to put the CERB check money together to start giving to people, right? Knowing that some of these people are going to jump in that not qualifying for it. And you're going to recall that. When you recall it, those people, they don't have no thin air to pull that money from.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So when they're paying you back...
It's a bait switch. There's a bait and switch. Well, the biggest gangsters in the world is always the government of a country, right?
Always.
Then comes whatever mob that might run it after that.
Right.
Okay. Next poll. Are you a patient person? And 56% said, no, they are not.
Really?
How are you? Are you a patient person?
I'm a patient person.
Why do you okay, so tell me what makes you a patient person now.
I can wait for things to manifest itself. Every now and then I'll jump in and give it a kickstart, but I'm really trying to force anything to happen.
How long would you wait for? Okay. Let's look at relationship wise. If you were courting your wife before she became your wife, how long would you wait to have sex? You gotta have a limit before you said like, I'm gonna get a new chick or somebody until she gives up the goods.
I want to say maybe 2 to 3 months in.
2 to 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Business opportunity. So let's say business opportunity and stuff, whatever. Let's say you start a business venture and stuff. Now,
right.
How long would you wait before you said this is not for you?
I want to say typically I'll give it anywhere to between 3 to 4 year run.
3 to 4 year.
Yeah, but monitoring it all the way. And I think for me personally, it's because from I was in I want to say like high school, I've always been taught the notion that it usually takes 3 years before any type of business seems any sort of profitability. Up until that point, it's pretty much you putting in whatever monetary funds or sweat equity that you have.
You said
sweat equity.
Sweat equity. Never heard that before. Yeah.
New one. Sweat. Well, not new one. New one for us on the Podical sense, but sweat equity, just basically our grind and hustle. Right? Because it's value. Right? So until you get up to the like third or fourth year, then now it's you to make that decision. Okay, is it worth carrying on, or are you cutting your losses at this point?
I feel like some people and stuff, they even cut their losses and stuff like way probably less than a year.
Less than a year.
So you wouldn't really. So okay, what's the minimum would you would consider them a patient person and stuff, whatever, before they cut? Like less than a year is way too early for you?
I think less than a year. I think you got to at least give it maybe a year to see it. I think you got to at least give it a year to see it. Because even with all like the small steps, right? Because you're gonna take, you start your business today, right?
Right.
So you got to set the infrastructure, right? So it's gonna take you a while to set the infrastructure, get everything down to where you can feel like it's manageable,
operational,
everything that. Yeah. Once you're at that point, now it's like, okay, your business is not going to be a business without customers. So now you gotta give your self time to grow
to set
the customers.
Yeah,
right.
To set that up.
Once the customers grow now, right? You're like, okay, I'm at the point where some money is trickling in, but I'm still maybe not at the break even stage. So now you gotta work that part.
Sweat equity.
Work that part, right? Meanwhile, you're working that part, you're still growing your customer base, this, that, and the third. Then it might just click that round that like maybe end in the second year and in the third year, depending on how successful the product is, right? Because some stuff jump off just like that.
Right.
Some stuff take a little bit more time to develop, right?
Right.
But and that's where I think setting markers are so much important, or there's such importance in setting markers, because at least in between that time period, the markers, the indication of yes, I'm heading in the right direction. No, I may not be. Something might have to change. Something may have to be moved forward. But I mean, we say it all the time. You may quit today. And tomorrow may be that day where everything just explodes.
Of course.
Right? But you just, your patience just wore thin, and you just gave up at that point.
What about being patient with a person? Like, let's say, for example, not relationship-wise?
Yeah.
But let's say, I guess a parent and a child. As a parent, how long could you really be patient before you say, like, Yahtzee, I'm done. I don't even know. I always say Yahtzee because I never play Yahtzee.
I think you have to have patience until that person's an adult.
Patience until that person's an adult.
Yeah.
So what about a friend now? Okay, hold on. Before you all right. Mm-hmm. We're setting markers.
Yeah, we're setting markers.
So now the marker stuff for the child. Where are we stopping and stuff to consider them an adult? 18? 21? 25?
I would say between 21 and 25.
Between 21 and 25?
Yeah.
Okay.
Between 21 and 25.
And friend. That last thing, like, how long could you be patient with a friend? Someone you consider a friend. Like if they fuck up or they slip up and stuff in your world and everything like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we all should be showing everybody grace.
Yes.
Right? But I feel like it'll come to a point where you're looking like, I've given you grace, and I've been patient with your nonsense and stuff, whatever. I gotta X you off the list.
Yeah.
How long does it take for you to get to that notion?
With that, it's not necessarily a time frame thing for me. Again, after you reach that adult stage, hopefully the right from wrong is learned, the determination is learned, all the basic stuff that should help you go forward is there, right? So if we're both at that stage, or we're both supposed to be at that stage, and we're into something together, or not necessarily into something together, but my thinking or the way I'm moving has now matured a little bit. I'm waiting for you if I have to wait for you to get to the same level, it's not going to be productive for me. It's not going to be productive.
That part, because I was about to say, I'm like, you're basically carrying the person's weight and water.
Yes.
Right? Because you're at level 5, they're at level 2, and you be like, I'm going to wait for you till you get to level 5. But I'm like, you ain't going nowhere. You're stagnant because you're waiting for this person and stuff to kind of catch up and everything like that. And so many other opportunities and stuff can pass you by because you're trying to wait on set person and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So I'm like, how patient are you?
Yeah, in a situation like that, again, it's just like, it's not really a time thing, but maybe it might be like specific things at hand. Like, for instance, we're starting a business. I want to start a business. Yo, this, that, and the third, right? I got this idea. You with me? You say, yeah, you're with me. Then I come to you the next week and I say, okay, this is what I've been working on, this, that, and the third. And you look at me as like, oh shit, you know what? I haven't even started anything like that, but let me see what you got. And I show you what I got. And I say, okay, yeah, he sees it. He's getting motivated, right? Then the following week comes by.
I ain't do shit.
You ain't do shit, right? And I'm like, but I did even more since that last time. So now when I'm coming to you and I see like you ain't done shit at all, I'm like,
next.
Well, yeah, I can't rock with you.
And I think, and that's part of the thing and stuff, whatever. I feel like for ourselves, I feel like a good portion of people know the concept like Rome wasn't built overnight.
Yes.
Right? Do they make it applicable in their world? I'm not too sure. So it's kind of like they want to do better or they want to do all the above and everything. You should show yourself grace, talk to yourself nicely, and give yourself time to kind of go from stage 1 to stage...
Right.
Even stage 3.
Right.
Right? I feel like we're probably able to do that to an extent for ourselves.
Yeah.
And some people and stuff, they just, I want to say, they use the T word, toxic. And they just come to a point where they're looking like, this is who I am. Take me as I am and stuff. I don't give a fuck. You can love me and leave me alone. Be like, no, you could do a little bit better. And now when it comes to somebody else and stuff, whatever, they're like, yo, you got 2 fuck-ups.
Yeah, dude.
You got 2 fuck-ups with me. Mm-hmm. Use them wisely.
Use them wisely. Use them wisely. Because time is of the essence, man.
But we're the only creatures that work in the increment of time, right?
Yeah.
On the planet.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at them like, why don't we just... I look at it as like, here's my thing. Instead of forcing the person's hand, show and prove. Like what you're saying, there's a sweat equity. If you come to that person like pertain to a situation, like if say, I come to you about relationship advice.
Right.
I ask you about relationship advice and stuff, whatever, then you tell me some suggestions and stuff, whatever, like maybe you should try this or try this and everything like that. And I don't try that.
Right.
And then I come to you again with some relationship advice and stuff, and be like, well, did you try the other things I tell you? Like, no. Don't waste your time on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't waste your time. Yeah. And then somebody's like, oh, they might just need somebody to vent to. That's what the shrink is for. Either if you're not gonna pay my wages as a shrink, you better be prepared to buy me some food.
Right.
Because I can't talk when my mouth's full.
Yeah.
And you can just vent all you want me when I'm smashing it and drinking.
Well, I think I'm not sure if I heard you mention it, but I know I seen it in a quote again, whereas I don't mind you telling me about your problems, but only tell me about it once. The next time you come with me, it better not be with a problem. It better be with a solution.
Yeah, I heard that. It wasn't me, but I heard that. I agree. I agree, man. People a bit dodgy on this planet,
Just a bit dodgy. Just a bit dodgy.
All right. And the final poll is the modern man, a gentleman, not your average. The floor is yours.
Nah.
75% said no. Talk the things. Yo.
Nah. But I think the modern woman has a lot to do with that.
Ooh. Okay,
so if we're gonna be honest, I think the modern woman has a lot to do with that.
Okay, so speak on the modern woman.
Right.
But I want to hear more from the modern man, because I don't want to make this seem like a segment where it's kind of like we're attacking women.
Yeah.
But I want to, it's kind of like you point one finger, there's four fingers pointing back at you.
Right.
Right? And I think a lot of times the stuff for the other side, it's so quick to say, it's their fault. I heard a woman say, I'm like, women should be able to submit to the man. You got to give me something to submit to. And I was looking like, well, damn. I was like, that's the problem.
That's part of the problem.
That's part of the problem and stuff.
Well, I mean, you growing up as a young man, I'm pretty sure your mom has probably give you little tips here and here, how you should treat a lady, or how a woman would want to be treated, right?
Okay.
You taking those lessons, right? You say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And maybe in your teenage years, depending on what decade we're in, maybe in your teenage years, you start to say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna practice some of these things that we preach, right?
This is not talking just from the mom.
This is from the mom. Okay. Even if your father might have given you some of the lessons too, right? But you learn some form of chivalry. You learn some form of chivalry, right?
They say chivalry is dead. Go ahead.
Now you get out of high school, right? And now you're in the stages where a lot of independent women.
Wait, hold on. You skipped. So wait, in high school, you're not practicing some of the chivalry stuff?
Yeah. You practice.
So what are we doing? Give me some examples now.
Paying for like dates, right? Okay. Opening doors.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
Paying for date, opening doors. What else would be a chivalrous? Chivalrous act.
A young chivalrous act. Yeah, I want to say. For me, I look at stuff as like Valentine's Days and all that type of stuff for it, because I want to say it's if you're in grade school, I feel like it's a pseudo adult life.
Yeah.
Where something you got to kind of get used to. Because I want to say, let's say if you were a kid, I probably was one of those kids. I felt like I was always one of those kids that never liked showers or baths.
Yeah.
But I fucking love a shower and stuff like that. I live in the shower, right?
Yeah.
So I look at it stuff as where these things kind of set a tone for kind of possibly what kind of adult you might be.
Right.
So now if you are partaking in the Valentine's Day, like if you say, fuck a Valentine's Day from teenage years.
It's not going to change.
Exactly.
It's not happening when you're older.
So if you say, well, I want to make sure I have a Valentine, or, choose a special person and kind of show that I care.
Yeah.
You will carry that on and stuff, whatever, as an adult and stuff when you get older. So that I would add to the mix.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But then you reach a point now where the modern woman is now taking over. Women are now.
Hold on, pause that. Ladies, if you're listening right now, you might want to skip like 10 minutes ahead if you're feeling offended. And if you don't feel offended, run the track. Go ahead.
I mean, and it's nothing to take offense of. As a woman, we're not saying that you can't do anything for yourself. Okay. That's not what we're saying, right? But
I'm saying that, but go ahead.
But I feel sometimes you should be able to allow an act of kindness to be done to you and not feel like it's being done for you because somebody feels like you can't do it for yourself.
Okay, I see that.
Right? So you'll have some women that feel that way when they see somebody like, I'll go and open the door. What, you think I can't open up my own door? And you're like, you're caught off, as someone growing up learning chivalry, how a gentleman should act, that throws you off. That catches you off guard. And you kind of feel uncomfortable from that. So now, when the next situation like that comes around, and you're dealing with a woman that's similar, you're like, You gonna mean when I go to open the door and like, just let her open up her own door. You know what I mean? She can handle that. She can handle that.
This is why I'm here on Sunday. This is why I'm
This is
here.
why you're
This is why I'm here. Preach. I'm here for your sermon.
She can handle that. So now all these things start to play in itself. And the more that we see the women achieving in roles where men were once there or held those positions, and realizing that they can do anything they want, the less we feel that we can do something for them. Even if it's just a small act of kindness. Even if it's just something just like random.
Because you know some guys and stuff are taken back by women that kind of earn more money than them.
Oh, yes.
Right? Because I guess from the world they come from and stuff, I guess the men were the breadwinners.
Mm-hmm.
So now the women and stuff, like you said, they came, they saw, they conquered, and they dominated some shit.
Yeah.
And now this dude with his formal training of chivalry and stuff is looking like, yeah, I'm supposed to provide.
Right.
But his income, let's say if it might be $40K, and her income might be like $80K and stuff like that, right? He'll feel less inadequate to her because the funds and stuff is not like that, but she can do it herself.
Yeah.
So I see that aspect.
Yeah.
I see that aspect. Now talk about the modern man some more now for me.
Well, the modern man now is like, well, shit. I see where the modern woman is going. And it's almost like I can do better all by myself type of attitude sometimes when I'm seeing her. When I got to start thinking about how am I going to improve myself? How do I raise my ability? How do I get me to a position where now she now looks at me? So now we're slowly developing a selfish attitude. Hence why I say that whole chivalry thing, we're not looking to do that. We're looking to have shit done for ourselves. Because you say you can do it, well, let's the tides will turn. Shit, pay for my dinner. Since you won't allow me to pay for yours.
I think the ones that can't see and stuff, whatever. I'm cheesing right now.
Pay for my, listen, I have got no problems. Even if you said, let's go Dutch, I'd be happy with that. But if you're looking at me and say, like, you think I can't pay for my, no, it's not that I don't feel like you can pay for your meal.
I have a friend, she told me that if she goes Dutch on a man, like on a date with a dude,
yeah,
she ain't seeing dude again.
She ain't seeing dude again. She's like, flat out. And I was like, flat out? And I look at it as stuff as where if I'm courting you, right. if I'm courting a woman and stuff like that, I don't feel like because I would try to initiate the dates and all that type of stuff with her, so I wouldn't feel like she would really be kind of coming out her side. Right. Now, if she jump up to preach the independent woman theme song, you know, and then I'd be like, all right, do you? I want no problems and stuff like that. But I feel like if once we're together, I feel like it's 50-50. Whatever happens because we're together. Whatever happens, happens.
In that courting process.
I've never been on a date where I did not expect to pay, because that's just how I was brought up. Right. That's that chivalry talk from mom pops. Like you're courting a young lady, you bring her out. Dude, this is what you do. Right. So I've never been on a date where I feel like you gotta pitch in, or you gotta, you know what I mean? Right. Again, just like how you're saying, if you volunteer to pitch in, and I say, nah, it's okay, and you insist, then I'm gonna let you chip in.
How do you feel when, so you don't mind like, oh, you guys had a swell meal? Like, yeah, okay, here's the check. I'm just gonna put it right in between both of you guys. Yeah. Put the check here. Yeah. Would you mind if she's doing like one of these little, it's crazy. So crazy.
Bro, I got a better question to ask you. Do they even see the check when the check is coming? Listen, I've been on dates where they didn't even acknowledge the waiter even came back with the check. Yeah.
Oh, so every other time the waiter came, is the food good? Thanks. You get any more drinks? I'll take a dessert. Yeah. No, I'm good for now. Whatever. Get the check. You hear something? I heard crickets chirp in the restaurant. I hope they're not serving crickets out in these people's plates.
Yeah.
Shit. I've been on a few dates like that.
You've been on a few dates?
I've been on a few dates like that. But I still look at it stuff as I initiated the date. That's what I'm for.
Yeah.
If I say, oh, you want to do something? Or like, can we go here? Or, can we go out to eat and everything? If I initiated and stuff, whatever, I don't really expect the other person to kind of come out.
Yeah.
And everything. But like if they come out, let's say I went out and then I remember I asked her out and I went out and then she had tip money.
Okay.
The service was popping and stuff like that. She's like, if you're going to pay for me, I'll pay for a tip. I was like, it's like a slow clap.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm grateful when I see these type of things. It feels like you care. Okay. Now, my take.
Right.
Yeah, you can fast forward like 20 minutes ahead, ladies. 20 minutes ahead. Come back at like the hour and 10-minute mark and stuff. We'll be kosher.
I feel like the DMs are going to be spicy this week.
The wolf is woken. I am back. No, I look at it where like, I agree with you. The modern woman and stuff has an effect on the modern man. The modern woman has an effect on the modern man. I'm not saying that the modern man is having an effect on the modern woman.
Right.
But I feel like if we're looking at sexually and stuff like that, you have to open up and receive.
Right.
You have to open up and receive me. But or in any case, because this guy, a guy, because a guy is constantly going to shoot their shot. Mm-hmm. I look at it as Chris Rock said it and stuff, but if a guy open the door for a woman, would you like some dick? He's telling you a time, would you like some dick? He's offering.
Yeah.
It's up to her to receive and not.
Right.
Right? So that kind of determines it and sways some type of thing. So I feel like whenever the shift came and stuff, like, I don't want no broke man.
Yes.
That changed the tide for guys to get their money up.
Yes. Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the modern woman and stuff, whatever, has kind of like a space, shape, or form technique to kind of mold what the modern man could be like. Now the modern man has to still answer for himself to say, is he gonna succumb or like, go with the flow and do the change, or he's gonna say, no, I'm just gonna be my own entity and I'm gonna get what I get, right? The ones that say that they get what they get and stuff, I'm for them. Mm-hmm. I'm for those guys and stuff, but I look at it where chivalry isn't taught like that. No. Sidewalk rule.
Right.
Let's look at the sidewalk rule.
Right.
Do you believe in the sidewalk rule?
I believe in it, yes.
Do you teach your son the sidewalk rule?
I have not taught my son the sidewalk rule.
And so that thing and stuff, whatever. Like I realized and stuff one day, I was walking with a woman, right? And we're walking and talking and stuff, just like downtown Toronto and shit like that years ago. And I went on the outside of her.
Right.
And everything. And the gesture shit you were talking about, whatever, be like, hey, I can protect myself. Why do you have to walk on the outside of me, right, like close to the street? I'm looking like, this is what I was taught.
Yes, man. Yes.
This is what I was taught. And you're like,
listen, how confused were you at that moment?
I was shook.
That's what I'm saying.
I was shook. I'm looking like, yo, my mom told me if you're walking with a lady and stuff like that, right, the gentleman should walk on the outside and women walk on the inside. So in any case, if a car might jump the curb,
yeah,
get out the way. I'm here to save you. I'm not saying like I'm Captain Saver. Boy, I don't want to get caught out somewhere. I don't get caught out. Mama, I got all these women out. No, I'm not. I'm just saying. But it comes in that kind of territory and stuff where like, I was raised a particular type of way.
Yeah.
I was brought up a particular type of way. Then I meet modern woman and she's telling me like, nah, I don't need this shit. And let's say if it doesn't work out with set woman,
right,
do I not have to throw out my whole previous game I had before to adjust to these times? So I feel like the modern woman created the fuckboy.
That's what I'm saying. It's imprinted in your brain now, because the next, like I said, the very next girl you go out with that date, if she's anything similar to the previous girl, you're going to be saying to yourself, fuck yeah, she can stand on the outside. I don't want no problems.
Yo,
I don't want no problems.
But let me tell you, you heard the song Hey Papi, Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Look for Hey Papi original extended version. Because Jay had 2 verses in the song.
Right.
And Memphis Bleak had a verse. The original version that doesn't have Memphis Bleak,
yeah,
he has a verse and he says like, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to fuck it up, but we can play it later.
Right.
The man said, I was confused because I was kind of raised one way.
Yeah.
And some women are telling me like, yo, live a little or stuff, whatever. Loosen up your seatbelt, run a few red lights and everything, choke me, spank me, and all this type of stuff. When your mom's telling you, do not put your hands on a woman. And even Jay-Z said he was confused. He's like, he don't know what the fuck to do.
How many times have you had choke sex?
A few times.
A few times?
A few times.
How awkward did you feel?
Scared.
Scared. A few times and I felt as
scared.
Awkward as fuck.
Scared.
And I'm talking like I'm doing like a little light.
I was doing light. And she's like, harder.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was same girl. Same girl. Ding, ding, ding. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm like harder. I'm like,
I'm not trying to get the charge.
Like, do you know the strength of man? Like, because this is not something that I used to. I don't know how hard is hard.
To you, much less like I'm not trying to get in the groove and then I'm cutting off your circulation now. Yeah. I got a dead body, like I was fucking a corpse. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, enough said.
All right.
Enough said.
All right. I do feel like a thousand times, like 1,000%, in today's modern time.
Yeah.
We kind of live in a world where women don't really need men.
Now I can see it.
And because I look at it like, okay, before, way back then, men were hunter-gatherers and everything like that.
Yeah.
Uber Eats. Women can drive down, go to the grocery store and stuff like that. You want shit to be fixed? Call your super, call your landlord, call a maintenance man and stuff like that. He serves the purpose and scurries along the way and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's everything set up in today's world where women won't need a man.
Yeah.
So I look at it stuff as like, you don't really need me. I'm like, hopefully you want me.
Yeah, because that's what it's got to be at this point.
Anything you want, anything you need, you can get done.
You can get done.
You can get done. Now I heard some old school expressions and stuff. There's some old school. I have a Jamaican family, all cameras, and I hear some shit. I heard one of my aunties say, "Yo, there's no space, shape, or form any woman should fucking starve when she has a vagina between her legs."
I mean, that's, I don't know if I can argue against that one.
I can't.
I don't know if I can argue against that one.
I can't. And it's not like it'd be like, hey, if you want meal,
you know the deal. You know the deal.
You might get one of those West Indian. Hell, you get American. Boy, bye. But the other way around and stuff, whatever. I'm hungry. If you want, the guy's like, are we doing Uber Eats? Are we going to a restaurant? Do we pick you up something on the way? You see?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That aspect of stuff for her. I don't think like the modern woman really needs a man. So I hope the modern woman wants a man. But I feel like you got to teach people how to treat you.
Exactly.
I'm heavy on that. You got to teach people how to treat you and stuff like that. And you got to know self.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is to the modern woman. Like you have to know self and get an ideal and stuff in it before you add set personal stuff in your world. If you know you kind of, I'll say it. If you know you kind of bossy and you know who I'm talking about, loosen up a little bit. Just loosen up a little bit.
And like I was saying before, there's nothing wrong with being independent. We champion independent women, but
I love independent women.
You can also you can allow stuff to be done for you every once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah. Straight goods. I wanted to ask you and stuff. I've been watching a lot of things, especially like, let's say shows like Fatal Attraction, whole bunch of those type of shows and, along those lines where lovers are killing each other or lovers are taking each other's lives and everything like that.
Yeah.
And remember the old school expression, hell had no fury compared to a woman's scorn.
Right.
In today's times, do you think that still exists or do you think it flipped?
I think it flipped.
Yeah.
I think it flipped. I mean, and partly for some of the same reasons that we just finished discussing about. The modern woman has almost taken on the role of the man, leaving the man to have to carry on the role of a woman. Do I sound sexist?
No. The truth hurts so good. It's facts. It's facts.
But this is where we've gotten to now.
Yeah,
right?
this is where we've gotten to.
So you find us men complaining about some stuff that we probably would have never complained about before about our women.
Be like, where is she? She's always working late.
She's out with her girlfriends again.
Always out with her girls drinking. Girls' night. Yes, queen. Yes.
Don't you gotta go home to your man? He be all right.
He be home. He can function without me.
Then she come home mad, drunk, and ready to rape you. That's not like you are.
But it's the old school back in the day and stuff, whatever. You're like, she's home, sleep and stuff, whatever. Yeah. Bedroom bully come in. Take off them drawers.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm asleep. I don't give a damn. Uno reverse. Be like, what's up, babe? You gonna get this Henny wine? I done had some Patron shots. That shit better stand up, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of a good portion of dudes, I hear some dudes and stuff, especially recently, in September, there was a girl, she passed. Like, this is a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
She passed and stuff, whatever. Dude killed her. Her boyfriend and stuff killed her, right?
Yeah, rest in peace.
She was in the car, I think one day on our Facebook Live and stuff like that, and I think he was saying some stuff to her, and she was choking her out and stuff while he was driving. So he's driving, and he's doing the whole choke thing, and she's like, yo, he crazy and stuff. He's like, no, I'm crazy about you. That's what he said on the live. He said, I'm crazy about you and everything like that. And then she's like, that was kind of wild. And then people are like, girl, are you safe? Yeah. This ain't cool, and all the above. Like, you should leave him. And then I guess you must have iterated and stuff like that. So the live happened, let's say, the Monday. And come to Wednesday, her family found like she was missing. And then she was pronounced dead and stuff. Like, they found her body and stuff days later, like less than a week.
Right.
She was dead. I think she was like in Michigan or something like that. Somewhere like that. I don't say Detroit. But he was scorned. Like, I thought, especially what, like, I want to say the hip hop culture. Yeah. It's supposed to be like, there's tons of hoes out here, or there's tons of women out here and everything like that. Mace, trick what, lace who, that ain't what Mace do. Got a lot of girls that would love to replace you. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if that be the case and stuff like that, why not just replace and don't do the damage? Don't do the dirt. Like, I feel like there's dudes in county, in county lockup, they probably done fought another dude over a woman because he's scorned, because she's probably leaving him and everything like that. Like, hell, I know there's situations and stuff where I always looked at the stuff as like, especially like when I was dating again, I was like, please, dear God, don't let me get into a situation. I know I'm older. I'm going to run into a woman who will have a child, and that's okay. Yeah. Because Mara love the kids. Yeah. However, if she got one of those crazy ass baby ass daddy, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Why is that a fear, or why is that even a thought process and stuff now to know for a fact that this girl might have a psycho baby daddy that might just want to body you just because you with her? He's scorned. And I feel like hell had no fury compared to a man scorned. Yeah. But like you were saying and stuff, like if they've been taking on the roles of man, I guess we had to switch. Uno reverse.
We had to switch, man. We had to switch. You know what I mean? It's just like, and it's going back to what we were saying, right? Like, we invest so much because at the end of the day, there's something there that we want, right? Modern women don't need us. So as soon as we maybe fuck up once,
Yo.
And then you modern man is looking at him, like, well, looking at
it was a mistake. It was a fuck up.
it's a
I'm
mistake,
sorry.
you know what I mean? Like,
Won't happen again. Yo, women's cutoff game is strong. Strong. Yo, I never forget. I have a friend and stuff, whatever. We're on the gram, and I said something and stuff to her, like in the DM, say like she must have posted something and stuff to her. I laughed and stuff. She's like, "No, you think it's a joke? Everything's a joke to you, Marv," and stuff. I'm like, "Damn, majority of things is a joke," but I'm like, "You wild and stuff with her." She's like, "Shit," and I think it wasn't hostile enough for like one of our memes.
Yeah.
But I posted a meme and stuff, whatever, and she's like, "This has Marv written all over this shit,
right
here, whatever." Right? I'm like, if you feel that type of way, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
She's like, "You did this shit, whatever." I was like, "Here at the Podical Sons, we stand together as united front. So we don't know what, but we do it together."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Shit, I'm about to cut both of y'all off."
I got stabbed too.
Yeah, I was like, "Well, why you gonna cut smooth off in the process and everything like that?" And she's like, "Yo, I cut off people for less," and I realized that.
Yeah,
like that happens a lot. A lot of women I know. Their cutoff game and stuff is strong. Some are stronger than others.
Mm.
Like we're talking about, if the guy doesn't even do certain type of things, gone. There's things that are justifiable that I can deem, and then other things and stuff is like, no.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like, "Yo, I ain't hear from this dude in like 3 days. He gone." What if something happens to him?
Meanwhile, dude's in the hospital.
Hello, another person. I'm talking to you because I know you listen to this show. A family member of mine,
right?
Boyfriend had a problem. He had a legit like health issue.
Right.
She ain't hear from him, and when she ain't hear from him and stuff like that, whatever. She lit the fuck up out of his voicemail. Wow. She's like, "Wow, you probably with some other bitch and da 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 da. Well, you ain't gotta call me and blah 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 and all this type of stuff." Man, in hospital. God bless his son.
Yeah.
Because like when he kind of came to and stuff, he has a little power and everything like that. He's like, "Yo, go on my phone. I'm gonna give you the code for my phone.
Yeah.
Call my girl, blank blank."
Right.
And then like, "Hey, blank, my father's been in the hospital and stuff like that, and he told me to call you to let you know he's okay now." She felt like shit.
Of course.
I'm like, you were so quick to cut the man off and stuff. But I'm like, context is key. Son sermon.
DMs is gonna be popping. Is gonna be popping.
So we want to freestyle talk about. You want to talk about Balenciaga?
Yeah, I mean,
we want to talk about it. We talk about Balenciaga. Do you think they're gonna make it through all the scandal?
I think this one might be a little bit harder to bounce back from,
but they'll bounce back.
I think enough time. I think anytime you give it enough time, if they stay low, eventually well, first and foremost, they're gonna have to do some sort of like they've issued the apology. They're gonna have to do something to show that they're working towards reversing or changing whatever culture that might be there for people to regain the faith.
Mm-hmm.
I say it's possible. I don't know if they'll bounce back totally, but the reason why I say it's not like any other scandal where we've been involved, because the majority of the scandals are from fashion houses prior to that.
Been racism.
It's just been racism.
Right.
You understand? And racism pretty much directed to one type of race. So...
And they still thrive after that.
They still thrive after that because all the other races, well, and they're not talking about me. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily have to, I can still wear the stuff. I can still buy the stuff because you're not necessarily talking about me. But this particular subject.
Every race has a child.
Every race has a child. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So now this is kind of harder to escape from.
Mm.
What do you think? You think they can bounce back?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Because I I think it's harder.
Yeah.
In today's time, like I look at it where you had Tommy Hilfiger with the whole racism thing and stuff, whatever, with the blacks and stuff back then. And
Right.
but again, it's with the blacks. I agree with you with that aspect and stuff because it's kind of like if I'm an Asian guy buying Tommy Hilfiger, they got nothing to do with me.
Right.
Right. This time is a little bit harder because it's kind of like you go hashtag Balenciaga, you're gonna see every damn thing.
Yeah.
And pick a platform.
Yeah.
Pick a platform.
It's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of times certain people just need one good gesture to make them forget every fucking thing. And that's the thing why I'm saying like, yeah, that's just it.
Yeah.
Right? Because we were talking about the other day, Thanksgiving. Woody Allen. I can never watch a Woody Allen movie. I can support a Woody Allen endeavor.
Right.
The fact that he helped grow this girl.
Yeah.
Basically his daughter.
Yeah.
And then he ended up marrying her.
Yeah.
To me, that's straight sick shit.
Bro, that's incredibly sick. How long have you had designs on her?
Right. How long have you had these eyes on the girl? The girl was like, she was single digits.
Yeah.
To when she got double digits and stuff, whatever, legal age.
Yeah.
He said, fuck Mira Farrow, and he married her.
Yeah.
Right? And then I guess people thought, love is love.
Nah.
But when Woody Allen would make movies or other things and stuff, after that, it's kind of like, he's not that bad. That part. So that's why I'm looking at him like, we've seen pedophilia and stuff in like the limelight and stuff 1,000 times over. Yeah. Elvis, and was it Lisa Marie?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, Priscilla Presley. Elvis was like, I think an adult. Priscilla, I think was like teenager and everything like that. Her parents allowed the marriage and stuff to pop off. Like,
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Can you tell people today that Elvis ain't the king of whatever the fuck? No, exactly. You have Matt Elvis. So that's what I'm saying. I think like it's gonna come to a portion where people just gonna turn out the cheek to this shit, and it's just still gonna thrive on. My issue and stuff is that, again, I'm still not a fan about the burning clothes shit, whatever.
Right.
I seen a black dude and stuff. He was honey roasting some of this shit.
Yeah.
That shit could have been used for like blankets for the homeless or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Something constructive.
Yeah.
Right? But I can't tell people what to do with their money. But I just look at it where we come to a point where we're outraged for a moment and we're right back to regular scheduled program.
Exactly.
So I'm looking at stuff like people make it seem like this is going to be a canceling thing and stuff, whatever. I'm like, I eat these words. I'll eat these words. I'll be the first one. 1 year from today.
Mm-hmm.
Coming like, like next December, beginning of December, if Balenciaga and stuff is not around, I would say sorry for 2024.
2024.
I'll be sorry for 2024. Not no more for that year. Because, yo, boss, I don't see it. I don't see them. I see them sales dropping. Yeah. They have to answer some things and stuff like that. Whatever. I think like one person or one of the CEOs, like Selma Hayek's husband or some shit like that, along the lines and everything. I love fucking Selma Hayek and stuff for that, but now I gotta think of Selma Hayek.
Me some Selma Hayek until this came around.
Yeah, I gotta look at stuff. It's like shit. I wonder if y'all be on that pedophile shit together. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look at things and stuff in an eye, like with a questionable eye.
Right.
When Lil Wayne kissed Baby and everything like that, I'm looking like, yo. Hey, yo, you need a rainbow flag instead of a bandana, right? Then Lil Wayne made hits. He made hits on top of hits on top of hits. People just forget that he just gets
forgotten.
Not Marv. Not Marv, but Marv is one of the minority.
Yeah.
One in the few, whatever. And the few officers still tell you that Lil Wayne's the greatest rapper alive and stuff. I'm not discrediting his talent. I'm just looking at like what you do in your off time kind of affects some of the lyrics you might say. I'm gonna fuck a bitch. Like, which bitch are we talking about? I call guys bitches more than I call women. So I'm looking like, where are we? I don't know. You see?
Yeah.
So it's like the Balenciaga thing, I look at like, they're gonna probably do 1-2 things to kind of clean up the act.
Well, I mean, they've already tried to blame it on the company that they hired for creative direction.
The one with the put the dicks on the noses?
No, that's something totally different. The people who are responsible for the actual ad.
The fetish ad. Yeah.
They've already tried to place the blame on them, trying to say like, it wasn't our doing that this court papers document ended up over here and this was here and
Yawn.
so they said they're gonna sue the company. The company said, "Oh hell no, we're countersuing because you fully knew what was going on.
Of course,
you knew what was going on. So don't try and pass it off like it was our problem."
You have too many execs and too many red tape before shit gets released.
Yes.
So I don't want to hear no excuses.
I just finished watching the documentary called "Where's My Jet." It was about, I don't know if you ever remember seeing this Pepsi commercial when Pepsi started doing the points. You could collect the points.
I remember something like that.
The dude had he got the Pepsi shirt, he got the glasses, he got the leather jacket, and then he flew in on a Harrier to school, right? And so all this time it's going through the commercials telling you how much points each and every object is, right? So when the Harrier jet landed, it was like, Harrier jet, 7 million points, right? But what they didn't put was the little disclaimer underneath to say that this was a joke. So one dude took it upon himself and he got the 7 million points. And he was like,
"Where's my jet?
Where's my jet?" Right? So then it became like, it became like a big like legal battle that went on for like more than 5 years.
Did he get the jet?
He didn't end up getting the jet because they say the lawyer that finally like did the case, she's pro corporate. So they're saying, because right now it's if you're studying law in some schools, it's an actual case study now, right?
Oh, is this jet?
Yeah, this whole thing is an actual case study now. Because what they're arguing is that they're saying is one of the first things that happened about it was that they wanted a jury and she denied the jury. She's saying, well, how do you, judge, get to speak for the common everyday person who's seen that commercial and might have been like, hey,
I'm about to get me a jet.
I'm about to get me a jet.
No, it's Pepsi they probably drink or their parents probably drink, and for them to make it possible that the dream can be attainable.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know. And sorry, and so I brought it up because they tried to blame the ad company for not. The dude from the ad company was like, listen, the original commercial said 700 million for you to get the jet. Nobody's collecting 700 million points, right? But when they ran the original commercial, because they only have a certain amount of space and that 700 million
couldn't fit on the screen.
The zeros, so they had to make it smaller in order to fit. So the people were saying, no, they can't see that. We need for people to see it. So they think, you know what I mean? So they think it's like that. We need someone to see the price. So he dropped off his zero and said, all right, 70 million then, right? It's like, we still can't see it. How about dropping off one more zero? So he said, they fully knew what was going on.
Pass off the buck.
Yeah, pass off the buck.
You and I, we had mild beef this week. Wasn't really nothing really. It was more raw because we didn't really cook it all the way. But the LeBron thing, the LeBron, when in his press conference at the end, when he brought up, you guys want to mention Kyrie to me,
right?
And I spoke about it, but no one wants to mention about Jerry Jones and his situation and stuff like that. Side note, to the Jerry Jones thing, back then they had lynch mobs. They had those mobs who were like, get those coons from out of here and everything like that.
Yeah.
So me, modern black man, is supposed to just take this with a spoonful of sugar and say that he was there just to observe when they had lynch mobs and all that type. Yeah, no, Jerry. No, not this modern man.
Yeah.
So for LeBron's thing, I look at it as where LeBron they never made LeBron to be the shut up and dribble person. Right. So when they even said that aspect of stuff, whatever, that's been false across the board. LeBron is the only athlete I know, like, compared to like the Kobe's and everything, people before, every end of the game, he has to have a press conference.
Win or lose.
Win or lose.
LeBron,
you got your ass handed to you. Like the hurtful thing is when they dropped the 50, a Golden State, he dropped 50 and they still lost. Yeah. I was like, please don't let him go. Don't let him go talk and stuff for them. They're like, LeBron, like you carried the team. What happened? Like he has to speak on that, right? The Kyrie thing, because Kyrie was his former teammate and they won a ship together and all that type of stuff. I know where that was going to come up.
Yeah.
That automatically was going to come up. Colin Kaepernick situation, when that was happening in the NFL,
right?
They still brought it to LeBron,
right?
2 different leagues,
right?
They still brought it to LeBron and stuff, and it's like, your thoughts on this situation. When the Black Lives Matter thing popped off, I thought about, like, pertaining to our conversation and stuff, whatever. Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin, NHL, they were asking him, like, NHL doesn't have that many black players.
Right.
And they were asking him stuff like, your thoughts on this George Floyd and this Black Lives Matter thing and stuff. And Sidney Crosby and stuff, he used, like, his charitable donation and like Twitter page to make the comment like racism of all forms is unacceptable. Yeah. And this man's death they deserve justice. Right. He said on his personal page. Yeah. I like what he did there. I like what he did there.
Savvy.
It's savvy. It's savvy. But they still have to speak about these things. Yeah. A lot of the other players and stuff, they get to, I guess, deflect things. LeBron can't.
No. He can't.
So, do you still stand by what you were saying and stuff, is that this was a trying to save face thing?
No. When I put the statement out there, it was more of a tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know he wasn't trying to save face. I know what he was trying to do. I think for me though, I was kind of like, bruh.
Pander.
Yeah. So
Pander uppercut.
I'm like, if you're gonna squeeze the trigger, then squeeze the trigger all the way. Right? It's like you have people who, again, look up to you, right? This is why the media always constantly picks on you to do these type of things, right? You have a platform, right? If you think if you think what he did was wrong, then say what he did was wrong, right? You're your own man. You don't have to wait for the media to ask you, and you're damn right for calling them out for not asking you. But while you call them out for not asking you, and then not follow up with what you felt like, I was like, yeah. Now let me hear what you talk about, Jared. Oh, I guess I ain't gonna hear what you gonna talk about, Jerry. And I was like, this is an opportunity, you know what I mean, to let people know, listen, it's not right. It's not right.
Did you see the Stephen A. memes and everything?
Bro, they had Stephen A. Did you see the one where he's in
the crowd?
I died.
That one made my day, and the other one made my day. They said a vacation spot, and they had aluminum can.
Yeah.
And they had Stephen A.'s face and stuff, whatever. And I was like, Cancun? I was like, you guys are
that one, bro. That one, I was like, I died when I seen that one. I died when I seen that one. But I honestly think Jerry Jones needs to come forward and like the one guy was saying, like, if you're not racist, just denounce racism.
No, I don't think you can. Because these things, okay, when the Colin Kaepernick thing was popping off, right? With the whole taking the knee thing.
Yeah.
And Trump was saying at the time that this is not American.
Right.
Right? Because they had soldiers and everything like that and all the above.
Right.
And I think Jerry Jones in the midst of somewhere, so I can't remember exactly, but he was basically saying like on the lines and stuff is like, that can't happen on his team.
Right, yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking like, if you were part of this lynch mob, not observing and everything like that.
Yeah.
For you to, and then years, many moons later saying this is though, because he was like, I'm assuming 14, that's what they're saying?
Yeah.
He's in his teenage years.
Yeah.
And him, senior citizen now, or even at the time of Colin Kaepernick, because they was talking about like, yo, this shit's not happening. We're firing people and stuff on our squad.
Right.
I think you are the same person. So if you're gonna say you're gonna denounce any damn thing and stuff, whatever, I don't see that happening.
You don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah. But he made a statement about the what was the statement that he made off of this
that he was observing. He's like, it was a lot of things going on. Tensions were high back then.
Right.
And he was just observing. That's what he was there. But I'm like, they didn't have observation things. It was lynch mobs and all that type of stuff. I remember, look at Forrest Gump, greatest movie of all time. Even Forrest Gump, when they started integrating the blacks and stuff into like the white schools and everything like that.
Yeah.
The crowds and stuff that were there. I want to say, if you were a student of the school, where would you be? Inside the school.
Yeah.
Right? They had grown-ass adults. Didn't go to the school. Just watching them, let the coons go to school now, huh? So that's what the world's going to come to and stuff. You let the niggers go in and everything.
Yeah.
They weren't there to observe.
No. They weren't there to
They were there to spread hate.
Yeah.
I feel like Jerry was there to spread hate. Changed my mind.
But see, the only problem that I have with that is that it's a photo, right?
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
But not only are the pictures worth 1,000 words, but a picture is that one specific moment captured in time, right? And I'm not throwing anybody no bones, but I'm like, what if, this is at the beginning of school, right? We're all walking into school, right? And I'm walking in before the commotion happens, right? I get to the door, right? And I see a mob of people coming this way. And I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? And I turn around and I see that they're bullying and preventing black students coming into the school. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm looking. And at the same time I'm looking, pictures are going off, right? But immediately I just quickly observe and I'm like, just Tommy picking on the black people again. And then turn on and I just walked to class. Nobody's never going to know that you just walked to class after that.
Of course.
It's just that one thing is frozen in time. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you come in and just saying that you were 14 years young. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. Because if you're 14 and you still know right from wrong. If you'd have said, listen, at that point, I seen what was going on and I didn't want nothing to do with it. And I left. The cameraman just caught me while I was there. I can say, okay, well.
Yeah. Right. Don't start staining it off the other way.
Yeah.
Fair. I agree.
I was 14 at the time. What does that mean? What are you trying to tell me? At 14, you didn't know right from wrong?
It's one time at band camp, though. Let's get to question of the week.
Question of the week.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Brace yourself. Put your seatbelt on. Question of the week. You're married for 5 years and you find out that your spouse is your sibling. Are you staying or are you going?
I'm going.
You're going?
I'm going.
You're going.
We're going to have to be, what's that? What do you call it? Amicable? However you pronounce it. However you pronounce it. I was like, I think knowing at that point, knowing it'd just be too hard for me to continue.
With your high kids?
Yeah, so like I said, that's why I said amicable. Because if we didn't have kids, that might be just a total split altogether. You forget me, I forget you.
I think you should count your blessing the fact that you don't got the kids that look like hills have eyes. That's
how do you know you ain't gonna get the grandchildren? Maybe might skip a generation.
You better tell them, you be like, hey, you got to date outside the race. Yeah, I need you to date outside the race.
Outside.
I don't know, like the staying thing and stuff. Like, who knows? Like, if it's just us that know, like, we already here. We already here. Now, I think, of course, obviously there's variables and stuff to this question and stuff like that, whatever. But I look at it stuff as where if you grew up with them, that's a different dance. Mm-hmm. But if you didn't grow up with them and stuff, and then you're looking like, set parent was, active. Yeah. Active. Yeah. That's the word I'm going to use.
You're going to use that.
I think that it can be some situation where you could blame the parent, but then you still have to answer to like, what are you going to do? And then you only have to ask yourself, are you going to find something probably better than this? Because no relationship is perfect.
Right.
So you look at like, I thought my relationship was perfect until this cloud came up and everything like that.
This bomb dropped.
or you could be in a situation with stuff where you're not even going to get nowhere close to perfect.
Right.
But the only blessing and stuff is like, I'm not related to her.
But okay. Say if it's a situation like that, you don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you and her both, like, totally are disgusted and turned off by things like that. Then you get to understand, like, you are part of things like that.
But doesn't say like it's now we have to come amicable,
right?
To a level of stuff and say like, if I'm like, hey, and she's like, don't touch me. We're related,
bro.
Like,
don't touch me, bro.
Then we have to break up. Break up. But if she's one of those little old school Jamaican cousin and cousin make good soup shit, whatever, the family round, be like, it's all right. It's our little secret. I'm like, woohoo! Just shut your mouth and stay. Because the papers get out there. Like, damn, why you break up with such and such? What are you going to say? You better hope she said the same thing that you say. Be like, you know what? We agree to disagree that it didn't work out for us. She might be like, girl, I found out I was related to him and stuff. Like, couldn't be having sex with my brother anymore. Now everybody like, you out here fucking your sister?
I'm not sure if any other country permits it, but in Japan, you can marry your cousin.
In Alabama. I said that out loud? Oh, shit. My bad. Don't Google Alabama Hot Pocket.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Why somebody gonna Google Alabama Hot Pocket? They're like, what the fuck? I never seen it. Yeah, but different things come from Alabama. Mm-hmm. All right. Spot on. Let's get to the Ask the Sons and then cha-cha slide up out of here, man. First Ask the Sons questions come from the 13th Tiger. What is the most boring sport to watch? Go.
Curling.
Boy, up top. Curling is the first one, whatever.
Yeah.
I say golf, because golf only gets turned up when, like, if it's a good, like, putt.
Yeah.
If it's a good putt, other than that, whatever, like, all right, he's going to line up and set up. He's going to need, like, 6 strokes. That shit is boring until he gets close enough to it. Mm-hmm. Curling. You want to sweep? You can come holler at me. I got a job for you. It's so funny. The men's curling team kind of sucks in Canada, but the women's is fire. I don't want to say I'm sexist, but
they're fine. And there's something about hearing them say hard.
They pirates?
What you want hard?
The choking. The next question comes from Rohi83. What are the perks of being single? What are the perks you remember about being single? Been a minute for you.
Nobody asking when you coming home.
Not answering anybody.
Not answering anybody. Yeah, that's a perk.
In a relationship, you cannot.
No.
You have to answer. Mm-hmm. Where were you? Where was this? And all that type of stuff.
You be answering in anticipation of it coming.
Very true.
Yeah.
Sleep. I said sleep.
Sleep?
Because I think the time, I look at it, the time you might use to, like, I guess, add or build to your relationship, you could put that to some shit you might need for your damn body.
This is true.
Like, I look at it stuff as like, okay, you could not be having like this late night phone sex type of, convo. I just want to hear your voice before I go to sleep and everything. But if you're single like a dollar, fuck everybody. Shut your phone off.
No, you hang up argument. You hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Hour later, you gonna hang up now? Hey, you know that one thing? Just the conversation starts all over again.
Right?
Yeah.
Not today. Last question comes from Harmless Hunter. What disgusts you the most about today's society? Manners. Motherfuckers don't have manners no more. And it constantly comes up over and over and stuff again. And that's part of my biggest thing about practicing restraint.
Yeah.
Because I know the kind of asshole I can be. Because I whatever energy you give, I flip right back. That's just how my brain and my body and stuff works.
Right.
It's just like, hey, how are you? Fine, and yourself. Yeah. You give me high energy greeting, I'm going to give you high energy greeting back.
Right.
You give me a low energy, vice versa, and all the above. But me, I perform with manners and stuff like that, right? And if I do get off, I'll catch myself and then I'll right there. So if I'm like smooth, dude, da-da-da, I'm like, shit, sorry, my bad. Could you do this for us? Right. It would benefit both of us if you do blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Because it's the same thing. You and I had a conversation, motherfuckers out here just telling you, do this, do that, do this, do that. You ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die.
That's it.
Right? And I feel like people don't have that kind of manners or decency and everything. I talk about this all the time. Like they need etiquette classes. We don't need computer classes no more. We need etiquette classes and manners. And people do not have that. And especially living here, I feel like with so many cultures and stuff that's kind of interjected here, to me, it comes off as a level of disrespect. And that like, all right, I don't know, like the don't know, please comment below and on this video and this thing. But
that's it.
I feel like certain cultures and stuff of women and everything like that, they don't make eye contact with men unless they're like men of their family or their husbands.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So now, if you're not making eye contact with me and stuff like that, and then you want to ask me or something, whatever. I was raised in North America. Hey, hi.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
I'm up here. My eyes up here.
Yeah.
And if you can't give me that form of respect, don't think you're going to get it back.
Right. I agree with that. Mine would be, I find this right now, it's to be way more than it really has to. People appear to be listening, but not paying attention.
What do you mean? Speak on that. Talk about it.
Meaning,
you could tell me 10 million things and stuff like that, whatever. Then I'm like, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Right.
Come on. People have attention spans of like a fucking gnat now. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
Why, you shouldn't be shocked.
No, but it cheeses me because if I got to tell you more than twice, then I forget it.
Yeah. I feel like that too. I feel like that. But, and I'm not making excuses and I'll never make an excuse for anybody and stuff like that. I want to make sure when I do certain type of things, like if I'm talking to somebody, I want to give them my undivided attention.
Right.
So I look at it stuff as you as speaker, if you realize that you don't have the person's undivided attention, save your words.
Yeah.
Save your words.
Yeah.
Like, because there's some emotion stuff like, let's say if I was talking to a relative the other day, right? When I was talking to a relative, they weren't in my eyesight.
Right.
But I'm talking and stuff. They're like, oh, I got to go to the kitchen. I'm listening. Keep talking.
Yeah.
So you already said, so I'm assuming that, okay, well, I don't have to, probably just have to raise my voice a little bit more.
Right. For the volume, to go around the corner.
Exactly.
And hit your eardrum. Yeah.
But other than that and stuff like that, whatever, like, I'm assuming we're good.
Right.
So if you ask me like, what'd you say? Like, motherfucker, what? You could have told me just hold that thought, do what you have to do, come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get a little angry with that too. I don't really crucify him too much, but like I said, I see both sides.
Yeah.
I see both sides and stuff more so on that. We are here.
We are here.
We were here. We came, we saw, we conquered.
That's it.
Back to the business. Right. So say the sons.
This energy it's good to come back to.
Yeah.
Good to come back to.
Certainly, mate. So say the sons. Are you ready? So say the sons this week says, talent may get you through the door, but it's the work ethic that keeps you in the building.
So say the sons.
Speak on that.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of people out there with the talent, but they wonder why it hasn't translated into anything. Well, that's because talent is one thing, but if you don't have the passion, the drive, the will to see things through, it's only going to carry you so far.
Can I add patience to that? Like we were talking about patience earlier?
Yeah, definitely. It's only going to work for you so little.
Yeah.
If I see that you're super talented, right? Mm-hmm. And I want to work with you because I feel like together we can create something. Mm-hmm. So I'm willing now to invest some of my time into you, right? Then let's say you're a singer and I say, okay, I'm gonna sign you to a little production deal, right? Let's get this on the popping, right? First day, you call me, you say, oh, I was out last night, and this, that, and the third, and man, I can't make it in. Okay, cool. And the next day, you show up, but you show up an hour late. Unprepared. Not ready to rumble. Right? Mm-hmm. So, okay, cool. The third day comes in, you don't want to hear nothing that I gotta. Yeah, you don't want.
You really patient. You gave a third day. You really patient.
Well, you don't want to hear nothing that I gotta say, and you're complaining about everything. What do you have to complain about? I'm doing the heavy lifting now. All you're required to do is your talent. But if you're not only depending on your talent, the person who's doing the heavy lifting, at some point, your talent's got to make sense to them.
I feel like some people and stuff, they have the talent, right? And the talent, they're able to do certain type of things.
Right.
It's kind of like a hobby.
Yeah.
Not too many people and stuff that are hobbyists. That would put the energy into a hobby.
Yeah. Patience.
So, and right.
Patience.
So that, with that being said, you have this talent and this could be your hobby and stuff like that, but about how much are you putting into your hobby? How much are you putting into your talent?
Right.
The work ethic aspect, whatever, right? People don't have it.
They don't have
Certain people and stuff don't have it. Like I look at it and stuff as where NBA, I look at the NBA and stuff, whatever. And like when they came out with the D League and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
There's tons of players and stuff that can be hooping and can hoop their ass off.
Yeah.
But I'm like, are you out there doing like the jump shot shit, whatever, working on your jump shot, or you're just happy and stuff that you're there and you got a check?
Right.
And once you get this check, what are you doing? Darko Milicic, I'm sorry. I call no more names now. I'm good now. I'm good now. Are we good? All right. We're good. Splendid times. All right. Once again, thank you for listening to the Podical Son.
Thank you.
Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Like, comment, subscribe.
All of that.
Ask the sons. Keep sending them.
Please.
We here, and we'll see you again next week. Peace.
The Podical Sons was not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.